I thought they were trolling. Like in the chat, I was like, why are you trying to make me say this into a camera? This is obviously not true.
Phase Zero season, I don't know what episode this is. It's San Diego Comic-Con episode, and we are thrilled to be doing our first ever live audience podcast. Huge thanks to Comic-Con for having us here. Thank you to every single one of you who showed up to listen to us yap our yaps about Marvel. What's up? We got Jenna Anderson.
Hey, everybody.
We got Aaron Perrine.
What is up? Oh my God.
We got Jamie Dirac.
Hello.
And my name is Brandon Davis. Thank you all so much for being here. This is super exciting. I've been wanting to host a panel at Comic-Con for 10 years. Nobody asked me, so I was like, I'll do it myself. And here we are with the Phase Zero panel. Just gonna run through everything that has happened in the past few days. I don't know if we have time. We only have 55 minutes.
I think we can make it work.
We're gonna do it. All right. Well, first of all, we gotta talk about Deadpool.
No spoilers.
No, has anybody in this room not seen Deadpool yet? What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
fine.
what happens when you release your Marvel movie on San Diego Comic-Con weekend.
We will be mindful, I promise.
Okay.
I know, I get it.
Okay, I respect it. How many, have you guys seen it more than once yet?
No.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Anybody seen it more than once?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, one person. 4 times? Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I want to be like you when I grow up. So you're the reason Deadpool and Wolverine is already the highest grossing opening for an R-rated movie ever? Mm-hmm. That's
Suck it,
crazy.
Joker.
No Joker slander. What was do we know the exact number? That was a whole bunch of different numbers, guys. It's a lot of money.
300 something worldwide?
It was 205 in the US?
Yeah. Wow.
438.3 million. I usually have a computer in front of me when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you for subbing in for that.
This is fun, though, because it's like having the live chat.
Yes.
That's true. Oh, wow. This is way more fun, though. I mean, I love our live chat. 438 million, it is also, I mean, that's an insane number. And Aaron, the prophet.
I said it was 205. I said it was going to get there. We're not even through the day yet.
I said 185. I was wrong. What did you guys think of the fact that they brought, we won't say who.
They brought some people.
They brought friends. What do you guys think about the fact that they brought the cast out on Thursday night, like opening night, when literally nobody had seen it yet?
It's a very gutsy decision, and like I both commend it and I'm kind of like surprised by it, but I think ultimately I get it to be able to have the experience in that room.
Yeah.
But it is really interesting if you're somebody who like couldn't go until Friday or couldn't go till Saturday.
I think it's kind of a bummer. I wish this movie had come out just like a week before.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people got spoiled that way, but everyone who was in that crowd, congratulations.
Seriously.
'Cause that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
A little behind the scenes in our comic book Slack, one of our editors is manning the home front for us right now. She can't see it till like yesterday. So when that
she
happened,
saw it at like 8 a.m. yesterday.
Oh my goodness. When they walk, like, Nicole, throw your phone out the window.
Yeah.
Like, do not look at anything right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Have you guys who have not seen it yet been spoiled?
I'm sorry.
A little bit? A little. I'm so sorry. It wasn't us though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that was interesting that they did that. I mean, the experience of watching Deadpool and Wolverine in Hall H was unbelievable. I have been incredibly spoiled with this. I got to watch it in the 2 most incredible environments you could ever watch this movie. The premiere on Monday in New York and then in Hall H on Thursday. And I was sat next to Rob Liefeld through the entire, like literally he was in the seat right next to me. You're never gonna guess the part that he like popped and lost his mind.
I can think of like half a dozen different options.
It was when his name was on the building.
I'm shocked by this information.
But no, it was cool. It was like, it's kind of a surreal moment because you're like, yo, I slept on the sidewalk 10 years ago and now I'm sitting next to the guy who created Deadpool watching it in Hall H. That was pretty cool. Jenny, did you go to the Kevin Feige, CB Cebulski panel?
I did not. I was running around at half a dozen different things.
But were you able to see what came out of it?
surprisingly no, but yeah.
Okay. I wanted to talk about that. I haven't even had a chance to check the news.
Have you seen the Creature Commandos trailer yet? I've asked you about that for like 3 days.
If it hasn't been in our studio, I am not aware that it happened.
Yeah.
And if it has been in our studio, I'm still probably unaware. The Star Trek cast were like, yo, you never watched our show. I was like, I'm sorry. I watched some of it. I tried. And I felt it was the worst part of my weekend. All right, well, let's just talk about Hall H on Saturday. Was anybody in Hall H? Yeah, that was cool.
Amazing.
That was cool. So they start. Let's just go general reactions as we do before we talk about all of it. What did you, Jenna? We'll go down the line. What did you think about the panel overall?
So I was in the room. This was my first time ever being in the room for Hall H, and that was unbelievable. I think it was really smart to just focus on the 3 movies that they did, and then some, but it was very nice to not have to worry about, like, here's a huge slate that is going to get delayed and moved around anyway. Like, it was nice to be able to just highlight and really focus on the projects that they did. And we'll get into the specifics of what was really exciting, but it was so much fun.
That was your first time in Hall H for Marvel, right?
Yes, yeah.
Did it live up to the hype?
1,000%.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Aaron, what did you think of all the news and everything you heard about?
I was surprised that it was only like 3 or 4 movies,
Yeah.
depending on how you slice it. There are people online who wanted to see a lot of the stuff that's been announced already, but I think my friend here will be able to tell them about it when it happens at D23. But the stuff we did get was really, really fun and really, really exciting and gives us a whole lot to talk about, so that's great.
It was very different from what I expected. Not a stitch of Agatha in sight. And some surprises abound for sure. I was really cool. I was just watching BD's tweets. So to learn everything from BD was in real time was truly a shock fest.
If y'all haven't gotten to watch it yet, the 2 of them were live streaming as the panel was happening, and I went back and watched when Downey was confirmed, and it was so delightful to see you guys' reactions. It was so much fun.
What do we say? What do we do?
What? Because in Hall H, obviously, the excitement is just contagious. It's amazing when Downey shows up. They could have said Downey is playing anybody, and we all would have blown the roof off the place. What did you think in learning that news without the Hall H energy?
I thought they were trolling. Like in the chat, I was like, why are you trying to make me say this into a camera? This is obviously not true. And then Jenna, like, I worked on this story for a year and they just tweeted it out. And I was like, oh my God, it's real. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Apparently I was the only one who didn't know this was a rumor. Everyone's like, oh yeah, no big deal. We knew this was coming. I was like, well, I didn't.
I'll be honest, when it became a rumor, it's like we never talked about it on the show because it was like, this is almost too crazy to be real. It's like, I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing. And then it's like 2 weeks later, here we are, it's real.
Yeah, if we don't talk about it on our show, I don't know about it.
They kept it a secret for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Like it did not, like that rumor was what, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
They knew about it for much longer than that.
Yeah.
And I think the Russos thing happened kind of quickly, even though they've always been in talks with Marvel just all the time. But the Robert Downey Jr. thing has been something they've been...
Are we getting into how we feel about it? Or are we saving that?
What now?
Maybe we do like chronological order, maybe, and then end on Downey.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Keep them waiting.
All right. So, no Agatha. Kevin Feige said, get out of here, Jamie Durag. It was a personal attack. No, I think there's going to be a big Agatha presence. I know there's going to be a big Agatha presence at D23. So
There better be a Jamie Jirak presence at D23 then too.
the panel start. I didn't even say what I thought. I thought the panel. I liked the panel a lot. I thought it was really smart because the message Marvel Studios seems to be trying to send is like the anti-homework thing, the anti-too much content thing, which a lot of us, I know, Aaron, I'm sorry, a lot of us have said, like, hey, you're doing too much, let's slow it down, let's make it feel like an event, and Deadpool is literally the movie event of the year. I mean, I don't know if it's going to beat Inside Out 2, it might, but either way, Inside Out 2 did not feel like this weekend feels. Maybe it's because we're in San Diego, but it just feels like an Avengers movie. It just dropped. Like, this feels like Infinity War and all that. And it's close in the box office. It's comparable.
Also, we're not a Pixar podcast.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess if I was a Pixar podcast, Inside Out 2 would have been my Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
Like, not having the full slate up there and doing, like, here's things for the next 5, 6, 7 years,
Yeah.
like they usually do. And so when I walk into Hall H, one of my biggest priorities is when they show that slate, you gotta take a picture of it because you put that on social media or like on Facebook in an article, and it is instantly like the biggest trafficked thing on the site. It is just free Google AdSense money, or however that works for this. I don't know how marketing and sales works, but it pays our bills. And they didn't do that. They didn't have the slate up there. And I thought it was smart because it's just like, here are the things that are going to be an event. Don't miss these movies. Here's some footage. It looks really good. Enjoy the show. And here's a surprise. So I really liked what they did in the panel, even though there was no Nova. 3 to 4 years, Kevin, you're on the clock. It started with Captain America: Brave New World, which showed awesome footage.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the CinemaCon footage, but longer and with the word adamantium.
Interesting. Okay.
So that was cool. Yeah. Round of applause for adamantium. Yeah.
Well, I was just about to say, they picked the perfect footage to show in Hall H, because just like the build up to say the word, like to hear Harrison Ford say the word adamantium in that crowd. If you told me that was going to be the case a year or 2 years ago, I would not have believed you. Like, it was one of the wildest things I've ever seen, just even in footage. And it was so much fun, like, just seeing all of that footage just progress.
I do think they probably changed the footage a bit because in the footage that was in the room yesterday, it had like the President Ross meeting with Sam and all that, which was expanded on with the adamantium line from CinemaCon, but then it cut to the whole President Ross addressing, I think it's like the United Nations or some room full of a bunch of global leaders. And in that scene, the music starts playing, and Isaiah Bradley starts shooting at him, and then there's so much action. It's very Winter Soldier-y action, but they took all of that out, and I just don't think they wanted to like have somebody shooting at the president type thing.
Which is fair.
The boys just had to have like the warning before it, so I think they were like, well, maybe not right now, but by February, yeah, it's okay. But yeah, the footage was awesome. What did you guys think of the Cap Brave New World stuff that you saw?
I think Harrison Ford's a liar.
He lied to your face.
Now you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Entertainment Weekly brought up my interview with him.
Wow.
And they were like, so somebody last year asked you about Red Hulk, and you said, what's Red Hulk? Did you not know? And Harrison Ford's like, yeah, I'm stupid. and he's like, no, I knew. I was having fun. And I'm like, confirmed. It's on video. He lied to me.
But also, you have like the rare honor of being lied to by Harrison Ford.
Oh, it is. I will be bragging about this until I die.
Amazing.
Put it on my gravestone. What is Red Hulk?
And Chris Killian got to interview Harrison Ford on the carpet, which was awesome, but he left me the honor of when the Cap 4 junket rolls around, I get to be the guy who says, Harrison, what's your favorite MCU movie? Aaron, what'd you think of the Cap 4 stuff?
The Where is Tiamat like memes found dead in a ditch.
Yep.
I'm so happy. We don't have to hear the same 5 aggregation accounts on Twitter make jokes about, man, it's been how many years? It's been this many projects since we heard anything about Tiamat. Looking at like where he's on the side of a milk carton. We all knew it was going on. Like, thank you, Kevin Feige, for just putting us out of our misery on that. So that's awesome. And I just love Anthony Mackie dunking on Tom Holland as well. Very, very funny. I hope he shows up. That'd be cool. But, you know, he's busy.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I know.
When Anthony Mackie was dunking on Tom Holland, I was like, yo, he's going to town right now.
We've released one R-rated movie, and everybody can just cuss now.
Yeah,
Everybody can cuss in front of
seriously.
everybody now, except for us.
Yeah.
I think it's I remember being in a panel once, and Guillermo del Toro read the back of this thing, and it said not to curse, but it doesn't say that on here.
It just says, like, please be aware that there might be children in your audience, so.
Well, I thought, Harrison Ford was energized on that stage.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome. They were chasing each other around.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford at one point literally kicked Anthony Mackie. I was like, hold on a second, big fella.
But he also was really like respectful and like aware of the fact of like he's inheriting this role from William Hurt, and like he touched on that a little bit, and it was very sweet, and then immediately went into dunking on Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie's like, I got Harrison Ford, Tom Holland, suck it. It was awesome. they were funny on that stage.
Yeah.
There's got to be video of it on YouTube if I'm sure.
I've
it's
already
out there.
seen like screenshots of it become memes. Like, it's great.
Oh man, and Danny, Joaquin.
Yeah.
The Falcon is like fully there in the green suit and everything.
Yeah, that suit looks so good, like in the footage that we saw. I'm very, very happy with it.
I saw Danny at the Marvel party last night, and he's just walking down the stairs with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, you just chilling with Han Solo, bro?" And he's like, "Yeah." That's right. I'm like, "Damn." He goes, I think he said like, "That's my boy," and I was like, "Casual." Do we have anything else about Cap Brave New World we want to shout out from that one?
Let's move on.
Oh, Sidewinder?
Good call. It's the King of the Serpent Society.
Yeah.
All of the theories were wrong, which is wild to me.
Suddenly everyone learned who Sidewinder is.
Yes.
Everybody's like Googling it. Seth was not Seth Rollins. Poor fella. I love Seth, but Captain America 4 does not. I think he's going to be awesome as Sidewinder. He looked menacing in the footage.
Yeah, he's trying to like assassinate Sam, which is crazy.
And he's cocky about it too.
Yeah.
There's one part where he's on the phone and he says like, "Stand by for proof of death," and then he
Yeah.
just like turns around a car and starts unloading at Sam. It was
Yeah.
cool. That was
It's
cool.
crazy to think that was all filmed recently.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild.
Yeah.
They filmed it outside in the parking lot before the panel happened.
There's no microphone, but does anybody want to have a question about Cap 4? Okay, we're done with Cap. Get out of here, Cap. Tom Holland's back. No, he's not. Thunderbolts are. All right, Thunderbolts panel. That was also a panel full of great energy from the cast.
Yes.
They seemed to really get along, and it opened with David Arbor walking out as not just in costume, but in character as Alexei, doing the whole. I'm not even. Listen, I know I do a lot of impressions, but I don't have enough sleep this weekend to try one. Like I want to though.
The people demand it.
Oh no.
I
disappoint all our friends here.
I shouldn't have. No. It's much easier when I'm alone in my house, just looking at a computer screen. Now there's. But he walked out, and he was just like doing the whole thing. Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian, and then he gets closer to the stage, and he's just like, "You guys didn't dress up. You said you were gonna dress up," and starts crying. And that was funny. I love David Arbor. He is always like the most pleasant interview possible. And he also just says stuff. Like you always get something good. I remember I interviewed him for Violent Night, and he said, "We drop a bomb in the MCU and Thunderbolts, and people are going to lose their minds." And I was like, "I don't think you should have said that." But I'm so glad you did. But yeah, the cast, what did you think of seeing the cast all interact on stage?
So my biggest takeaway was Ghost is still in the movie, which made me really happy because that was kind of rumored of like, is she in the movie or not? So the second Hannah John came and walked on stage, I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I agree. Like they all seem to have such good energy, and even like the new additions to the cast seem to all have vibed really well. So
If I could hang out with one cast, it would probably be that one.
they seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they'd be fun to hang out with. What do you guys think of the Thunderbolt stuff that you saw?
It did. I feel like since we weren't there,
Yeah.
there wasn't that much
Yeah,
in terms
right.
of new, interesting things. I think Ghost was what was
Yeah.
most interesting to me, but there was nothing I was like, ooh, except for when BD thinks maybe he saw Avengers Tower in there. He's like, I think BD is just
Projecting.
hoping.
I don't ask for much. I just want to know who bought the damn tower. It's been 84 years.
Oh boy.
No, I asked Feige though, and I said, when you sold it in Spider-Man Homecoming, did you know who bought it? Has the answer changed since, and are we going to find out soon? He said yes, yes, and yes.
I don't believe it.
I don't know what soon means. He told me in 2018 that Nova was coming soon.
I think our podcast is just viral marketing for the next season of True Detective, and it's about Brandon trying to figure this out, man.
Yeah.
I think he's going to
Yeah.
figure it out, bro.
I thought I actually, Elliot Comic Art, the guy who does the art for the top of the Phase Zero Twitter page, and just awesome stuff. Made a picture of like me as the Charlie Day meme,
Yeah.
and I actually ordered a cork board and post-it notes and red string and a white suit and a red tie and all that, and I was gonna like recreate the photo with Avengers Tower. Like, I just never did it. It's all sitting in the
You
floor
should
at my
do
house.
that. That would be so much fun.
I would be, but I'm tired.
So we haven't talked about the footage.
The
from
footage.
Thunderbolts.
You want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they showed basically a whole trailer, and it looks so cool. Like,
looks awesome.
The action is insane. I don't want we already made the Winter Soldier comparisons with Brave New World, but like there is definitely like really cool hand-to-hand combat, and like everyone has new costumes, like, and they all look really, really distinct and like interesting. Yeah, what did you think of it?
Ghost looks awesome.
Yes, she has like a bow and arrow now, which is super cool.
Who was that? Taskmaster in there too? Who was in that scene? There was a scene with U.S. Agent, Ghost, Yelena, and there was a fourth person fighting them, wasn't there?
Oh, then that was
Taskmaster in a new suit, like it's with a white mask,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that was her. Okay, then that was Taskmaster with
Looked
the bow
way
and arrow.
cooler than the last time too. I mean, all the costumes got major upgrades. It was cool, and that they were like, I don't know, they were in some kind of bunker, and Ghost was teleporting, like catching arrows and stuff. It was crazy. There's one shot where it almost reminded me of the first Suicide Squad. Hopefully this one goes better. But like an elevator door opens and it reveals, like for the first time, 5 of them standing together. It was Alexei and Yelena and Bucky. I don't remember.
John Walker?
Yeah, John Walker. They call him U.S. Agent yet?
I don't know.
No. They did call him U.S. Agent?
Okay.
They also, were you in Hall H? And they had like he was reading the news about himself.
Yeah, because he has
Never do that.
He has a kid now. Because he's like sitting over his baby, and he's like reading an article of like, where did U.S. Agent go? Like, we missed the glory days and whatever. And so like that's interesting, kind of hinting at his arc. Yeah.
So the action looks great. It was also I didn't know the song that it used. I wish I.
Where is my mind?
I don't know that song.
Really?
I don't know where my mind is.
You've heard it, and you didn't even realize it.
Probably.
Yeah.
They did kind of tease that Thaddeus Ross was president in Captain America: Brave New World, and they're like, and his name is Thunderbolt Ross. This is called Thunderbolts. And Feige was just like, well, that's because comics people many years ago like to use the same name. And it's like, it's more than that. We know you're going to.
It is.
Well, we didn't even talk about that when we talked about Cap 4, the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Red Hulk stuff in that footage. And he gets on like at the podium outside the White House at one point. That was cool.
Yeah.
I was fine. I was excited. All right. So Thunderbolts. Was there
Brandon,
anything else?
can I ask one question?
Yeah.
What's up?
Why did Bucky put his arm in a dishwasher?
I don't know, but I loved that. When I tweeted that in my like tweet recapping the trailer, everyone was like, "What?" It's such a fun shot.
I missed that.
Yeah, the vibranium arm just in the dishwasher.
In the dishwasher.
I mean, how else are you gonna wash it?
Yeah, I think it's quite clever.
Ask Rocket.
Oh, I'll get that arm. There's one. I got one. I had something to say. I forgot.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yours was probably better. Fantastic Four
Let's go.
They showed footage, which they just filmed like last week. They put this together.
I will say, Matt Shakeman got on stage and he was like, "Oh, we just have like some test footage, some animatics and whatever." And it's like they showed it looked impressive. It looked like it's from the actual movie.
It's that Feige magic, baby.
It was insane.
I love James Gunn, but they have been filming for like 6 months. They could have had Superman here.
Yeah.
They could. They're almost. They're busy. I get it. He's not only directing. Yeah, right. Wouldn't you have loved to? First of all, how cool is the Superman merch at the DC booth? Like it's awesome. Did you get some?
It all sold out by the time I got there.
He's the only man here in the entire building who has that shirt.
Yeah.
Now that said, this is a Marvel show, so we're gonna have to ask you. No, I love the logo. I'm a big wheel. Maybe Comic Book Nation has that covered.
Yes.
What were we even saying?
Fantastic
footage.
Four.
They filmed that stuff like last week. Everybody apparently just flew in.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be honest, I thought the energy on stage for Cap 4 and Thunderbolts everybody was like electric. They seemed to be having the time of their life up there. They were energized. And I thought the Fantastic Four cast was not nearly as energized.
So I was thinking about that. I feel like it's a combination of jet lag and also they haven't officially started filming yet. Like they filmed the stuff that we saw, but I feel like the other two casts have already gone through production together. They've been like forged by all of the time that they spent together. And I feel like by this time next year, they will be like so close knit.
Yeah, they've probably just like done a couple script reads or something.
Yeah.
And got in there and filmed this footage.
The chemistry's there in the footage. Like
Yeah, it is.
character-wise, they.
Yo, did y'all watch Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal
Yes.
with Josh Horowitz?
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of interview is this? They love each
My
other.
kind.
Jen, what did you think of the footage?
I cried, like full disclosure. I've said on the show time and time again, when Beatty was like, it's not gonna be a period piece, it's not gonna be set on a different universe. And I was over here like, it's gonna be in the 60s, it's gonna look amazing. The aesthetic and the execution of the aesthetic completely blew me away.
Yeah, I was wrong.
You were so wrong. It looks like nothing else we've seen in this space. Like even it doesn't look like WandaVision. It feels so visually distinct. And again, this isn't even the finished movie. This is just like what they had to show. And so this has me so excited for what they're gonna do.
Even though it doesn't look like WandaVision, like it's very clear it's the same
Yes.
director. I think
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. The whole aesthetic is cool. We've never seen anything like this in the MCU, and I'm ready for this like to become our personality. The aesthetic.
Also,
of this.
like Pedro Pascal is speaking in like a Cary Grant transatlantic accent, and like I didn't know I needed that in my life, but it makes me so happy.
that little mustache.
The little mustache, the little tiny mustache,
Yeah.
the Reed Richards stash now.
Yeah.
Everything you guys
Move
are
over,
saying
John
is
Krasinski.
crazier than the next. What in the world?
Hey, wait, did you see the footage? I mean, if there was a way to see the footage, did you see it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hypothetically, if you had seen the footage, I'm not joking about us. We did not record the footage. But if somebody else did and it was out there, what would you have thought of it?
Well, I mean, first of all, it sounds like it was really cool and really period appropriate. Look at me trying to appease the Paramount legal department.
Go watch Star Trek.
Yes.
Go watch Star Trek. Go stream SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I this whole retro thing is my jam. If you listen to the wonderful X-Men review podcast that we've had to do, because Brandon, I love X-Men First Class so much. And anything that even inches towards that, I'm like, oh yeah, we're back. We're back, baby. So I am full speed ahead with this. The Fantastic car looking like an old muscle car, come on. Like, what? Like, we did see that.
The whole thing looked like Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, and that's
so
my
good.
favorite corner of like Disney World. Like,
cool.
I am so happy. That
Girl, there is a Marvel section of Disney World.
Okay, but Avengers,
I have not been to Avengers Campus.
It's about a quarter of the size of Tomorrowland.
Oh, I know.
so-
it's like an hour away.
We could just do
Let's
it.
change your flight.
We could do it now.
we gotta go.
By the way, if anybody is driving up to LA, I have to interview James McAvoy in the morning, and I haven't figured out how I'm getting there, so please let me know.
You're hitchhiking.
I thought the footage was cool. It was probably my least favorite of the three, but probably also just because it's the least complete.
Which is fair.
I thought the aesthetic was really cool. For some reason, I don't know. I need to see more of this cast to be fully convinced, I think. They also barely talked. They were just kind of putting on spacesuits that had their names on it, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like, that is their names. It's the Fantastic Four. It's cool. And the aesthetic. But then the part that really got me, though, might have been, though I just said this was my least favorite of the three, this might have been the single best moment of any of the footage, save for maybe Red Hulk busting out at the White House. Galactus.
Galactus looks amazing.
Galactus was sick. So there's like a scene. Yeah, give it up for Galactus. There is a scene in the footage where it's clearly in some sort of skyscraper.
It almost looks
Which-
like the Jetsons house, kind of, in a weird way.
Yeah. It's definitely not Avengers Tower. So there's like some being out there, and it like lowers down, and the eyes become even with the window, and it's clearly Galactus looking in at the Fantastic Four, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think Galactus is gonna win.
How else are they gonna get over to the sacred timeline?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, let's theorize. Prophet, you got anything?
I already said that I think they're going to get wrapped up in the TVA because apparently they're just going to be in everything now. And I got it. Like, listen, the spoilers of the trailers for Deadpool and Wolverine know that my girl B-15 is running a tight ship now because it was in the trailers. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Jamie. But
Come on. That TV spot came out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
we just going to do it now.
Everyone's like, oh, Hunter B-15, now I'm gonna see it. Like, save it.
Yeah.
Personal attack on
Red
me.
alert!
I was so excited. I would if she walked in and I didn't know she was gonna be there.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to Jamie ever since the episode where we talked about Deadpool releasing, predicting that Deadpool would release a trailer somehow accurately on July 19th.
Yeah.
That Jamie's reaction was like, "This isn't the Marvels. Red alert! Red alert!" It's like we need a GIF of that for everything. Every time they do that. All right, Fantastic Four. What do? Oh, well, we talked about Downey coming back. I asked Matt Shackman on the press line last night. I said, Matt, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is a big Fantastic Four villain. Is he in your movie? And he did. Do you remember when I asked Joe Russo if he was going to direct Secret Wars, and he went, That's kind of what Matt Shackman did, but much more less blah 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 and more. I can't say anything, but it felt the same. What happened with the Russos in Secret Wars? So I think it might be the same. I mean, Doom has to show up.
I feel like we'll get at least like a reference to him. I do feel like Galactus will probably be the focus of the movie, but I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like,
they'll tee up 5 and 6.
So
in some way.
Galactus is absolutely eating that world. The Fantastic
Yes.
Four are then probably going to, I think, Earth 1000, only 3 zeros, 5.
Yeah.
And then Doom is probably going to be over there too or something. But, I mean, wouldn't Shackman have just said no? They debunked Taylor Swift to set that record straight before Deadpool.
But even then, people still went in and were expecting her to be there. So you can debunk things, and then people, like, again, as we said with Harrison Ford, you can lie.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hell, there goes the show.
We're gonna have
He's
no
out of
structure.
jail.
Who let him out of his cell?
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jail Cell Jim.
Have we talked about how the Robert Downey Jr. thing is just a terrible idea?
Oh no.
This
When
is
can
why
we put
comic
him back
book-
in the cell?
This is why comic books said, get out! It wasn't a choice. Hi, Jim.
Hi, everyone.
Haven't spent as much time with you this year at Comic-Con as I usually do.
I know, seriously.
It's been great.
It's been terrible.
Russo brothers are back. Hall H was chanting Russos.
Which was
I was
crazy.
chanting Russos. Not this whole panel, though.
Are we getting to it? Are we getting to it?
Y'all trying to square up? Okay, wait. Let's get I'm curious because I read social media. It's rare we actually get to interact with people who watch and listen to the show. Like, hands up for people who want the Russos back.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Hands
should
up.
probably describe this for the listening audience.
The whole room. No, I would say
It wasn't the
60
whole room.
70% of the room.
Yeah.
Just put their, okay, wait. Who wanted someone new?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so it's like 80% yes,
Yeah,
20%
80-20,
wanted
yeah.
something new.
Okay, but hold on, because to me, the magic of the Russos only happens because of Marcus and McFeely.
So it's interesting because like I didn't even notice it's only one of them is writing the script apparently according to like a listing that's on their website.
So it'll be half as good.
We'll see.
Oh, they have a script.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's going to change quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not Michael Waldron?
It's
Don't
what?
sound like it.
No.
Oh.
So the Russos brought out on Hall H. Once they did this by showing a sizzle reel of all Russo brothers movies, basically. Like it was Winter Soldier, then it was Civil War. Then
It like
Infinity
started with the elevator fight from Winter Soldier, which
Yeah.
is like the best way to start that.
War. So that was cool. Oh, also speaking, like that reminds me, I meant to mention this during the Thunderbolts footage. There is a sequence where Yelena is in a hallway, very much
Yes.
recreating the Black Widow fight scene from Iron Man 2. It seems
Yeah.
like, and that looked awesome.
Yeah.
So Russos are back. They, that it was kind of a bummer that leaked like a week ago.
Yeah.
That would have been a huge surprise, but I don't know how you keep that. A
See,
secret.
again, talking about lying, like you talked to Kevin Feige and he was like, well, who knows who the director will be next week? Like,
They're all liars.
Yeah, they're all liars. That's the consensus here.
I saw Daphne. Oh, I don't know if we can. There's.
Then
Well, it's
no.
in the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. I saw Daphne Keane at the Deadpool premiere,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "You lied to me," and she was like, "I know. It turns out I'm an actor." Well, I'm like,
But no, I agree with you. I wish that hadn't been reported on ahead of time because I do think like getting the context of the story that they're doing, because Avengers 5 was such a mystery at this point. It was like, is it still Kang Dynasty? Is it something else? Like now that we have the context of what 5 is going to be, I'm much more excited to see what they do with both of the movies.
I am as well.
Yeah.
Aaron, Jamie, how y'all feeling?
I mean, no, listen, they made 4 amazing movies. Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie, in my opinion. I don't even think it's close.
Hands down. Hands down.
100%. But that being said, I wish we were doing new things. I wish we were going in a new direction, just to shake it up a little. But it's a safe choice, and I feel like they're making choices out of fear, but it's still gonna be good.
Yeah.
So I'm mixed on it because it's like I would have liked something else, but like they haven't failed yet. So
Man, imagine if Doomsday stinks. That would be a doomsday for all of
I
us.
saw your tweet going into Deadpool of like, what if this movie's bad?
I actually deleted the tweet because I didn't want to like speak
Because
it into
I
existence.
was like worried on your behalf if the movie was bad because I feel like you would have crumbled as a person.
I wouldn't be here. I'd just be still
But no,
crying.
Aaron, how do you feel about it?
I mean, y'all gonna have to explain what happened to Kang, though. Like, he's supposed to be the whole
I
thing.
still think Loki season 2 wrapped things up well enough. We can just like pivot.
There will always be a corner of the fan base that's like, what
Then
happened?
that's a problem for
And I'm not in
everything.
it.
I don't
What
know.
happened? You out here banging on about Avengers Tower for 4.5 years, telling me to give it up? I'm joking, but
picked my
yeah, at
battles.
some point,
I'm joking.
I am joking. But it is a little, I don't know, it's interesting. And also, I've seen the reaction online sort of feels like everybody who's really massively online is like, ah, man, I wish they would have got like a Romani actor or somebody different, or Jenna's favorite tweet, they got the wrong guy from Oppenheimer to do this. But regular people in that room, it was hot. Like, as soon as he went like this, people were jumping up, and I'm like, man, is it WrestleMania in there? Like, golly.
I have never in my life seen a crowd reaction like that.
To me, that announcement is the perfect Hall H announcement.
It is.
Right?
Yes.
What you get is you get Robert Downey Jr. back for your People magazines, your Good Morning America, whatever. But then when you actually like squint just a little bit, you go, what? Wait, what? Like, how? Why?
I just had to make sure you're not like sick or something, because that was actually a good take.
Look, look, like I said, if there's nothing that Marvel Studios does best, it is provide a Hall H experience. And to me, doing that is top tier Hall H. No one in that room is going to go, boo, we don't like Robert Downey Jr. Like, they're going to be like, oh my God, he's back. Yes, absolutely.
No, I was pissed. I was furious. What is this guy doing here?
I was so sad we were on opposite sides of Hall H, because I can only imagine you like floated out of your body as
It
that
was
happened.
crazy. Like, actually, I was sitting next to a friend from Big Gulp Belt, and I just started levitating. Watch the footage. It starts going
You're
up.
just the
because
SpongeBob meme, just floating to the ceiling.
No, I was actually had my phone up like this, recording the video. It's already the third most watched video on the Phase Zero channel all time.
Yeah,
With
it's
my
insane.
left hand sending a tweet on the computer on my lap, because fastest updates in the West don't write themselves, baby.
I have to say, I don't know why, in retrospect, of course they're going to end with Downey Jr., but I had my clown shoes on. I'm like, we're still going to get that Avengers versus X-Men announcement, right? Let's go.
Yo, I'm with you, though. I'm with you 100%.
But so because of that, though, I was refreshing your Twitter feed, like, okay, when's it coming? And I think Brandon died from Robert Downey Jr. shock.
I came back to our studio and you guys were like, is it over? It's like, why would I be back here if it wasn't over?
Listen, to be fair, Brandon, you literally sent all of us really worried because you didn't give us it's over.
There was
or like
no-
the,
okay,
or
so
like the
Let
end.
me put this in perspective for you.
Yeah.
So I had to do the press line.
Right.
And when you get invited to the press line, our friends on the press, Joe and Rob, you guys know this, the email says you can't do both. It doesn't say you can't do both, but like it says you can't
It's
do both
implied
because it
you
says
can't
the panel starts at 6 and the press line starts at 6. Nothing ever starts on time, especially press lines. So 3-4 years ago, oh no, that was like COVID. 5-6 years ago, when they had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that guy on the end was like, no, BD, you can't do both. You got to either do Hall H or you got to go to the press line. I was like, okay, well, I can't not interview people. So I skipped Hall H. Sure enough, nobody showed up till after Hall H was done. And I was like, Jim, you suck. And then Jim was like, yes, I do. No, I'm just kidding.
I love how
you,
this
Jim.
was a whole story just to dunk on Jim.
That's literally
That's
an
why
excuse.
he's here.
No, but I love Jim.
He's not our boss anymore.
I do want to say, I give Jim a lot. Honestly, ever since Jim went over to Image Comics, which is amazing, like there's an article in the Hollywood Reporter about this guy. This guy loves the comics industry, and he's doing great work in it, and I'm thrilled for him. He's one of my best friends. We talk more now since he left comic book than we've ever talked, even when he worked there. So Jim, I love you, man.
I just have to say, it is a testament to you guys, to the audience, that when that Hollywood Reporter article came out, the top comment on Twitter underneath it was, oh my gosh, he got let out of his jail cell?
Yeah, on the Hollywood Reporter.
I was blown away.
That was awesome. Okay, so Downey's back.
Yeah.
I
Let's go.
feel
Let's do it.
weird
Let's go.
about this.
Okay.
I love Robert Downey Jr. I love Iron Man. I think he'll probably play a really good Doom because I think he's a very good actor. Like
Yes.
his work in Endgame's great, but also obviously he's done tons of not Marvel movies that are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like have you ever seen like The Soloist even back in 15 years? Like he's just done
Where my
so.
fur fans at?
The what? But I think he's so talented that he's not get like when we think of RDJ and Marvel, we think of like the genius billionaire playboy philanthropist. Doom is like kind of the antithesis of that, but also incredibly smart and like pretty cocky, but in a different way. He could nail it, and he's probably not gonna look like Downey for a lot of the movie, right?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to. I'm honestly like I kind of feel like I need to be fully sold on it beyond the fact that I love RDJ and Marvel because it feels weird. Like it's like, is this real? This is such a crazy choice. But honestly, I think it's pretty freaking cool, and I think it's gonna make for a really interesting story I don't think they would have done it. And I think that's partially why the Russos are back, because they're like best buds with Downey.
I love thematically having your hero that started the entire franchise come back and unintentionally be the greatest villain. Like, I think that is just very cool on a metatextual level. It also just feels like a comic event. Like, there are so many comic events over the years where it's like, who is this scary masked hero? And it's like, you unmask them and it's like, oh, this is somebody like you recognize. This is somebody who's been there all along. And like, I agree with you. I definitely need to see it, but I think I can totally see the vision in a weird way. I do agree, though. There's a world where they cast like a romantic actor and really lean into it, but there's nothing saying we can't get another Doctor Doom down the line. Like, he's not going to necessarily be the only one we see.
I mean, the MCU is going to go on forever. There's going to be another Iron Man. There's going to be another Captain America. I mean, there already is, but like there'll be another Steve Rogers. There'll be another everybody at some point.
But this feels like them doing The Maker from the Ultimate Universe in Reed Richards, but in the MCU. Like, that's what this story feels like.
I do believe this is actually going to be the end for RDJ in the MCU, though. Like, I think this will be, he'll do this, and I mean, I'm sure he'll probably play a Tony Stark variant at some point, too.
I was thinking about that, too, because now we don't know if a Tony will be in any of these movies, because Downey's already in the cast. So, like, they can hide that from us. Yeah, they can hide that from us and blow Brandon's mind when those movies come out.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Well, okay, Aaron, Jay, what do you guys think?
Well, I don't know. We have to see it play out. I'm looking forward to him egging Sue and Reed's house in Fantastic Four. That's gonna be dope. I think he'll do a great job. That's never been the question. It's just that there is a sort of like safety, which the audience really does like.
Yeah.
Like, Deadpool is going to cross $500 million while we're sitting in this room. Yeah. So obviously there's a measure of safety that really does resonate with this audience that just works. So we'll see. Listen, it's nice to have him back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm really mixed on it because Academy Award winner Robert Downey Jr. is going to do an amazing job, obviously. Like, he's going to crush this role. But it's the same thing, I think, with the Russos, where it's like, he is amazing, he's great, we know he is, but it does feel like kind of a safe choice out of fear kind of a thing. But what's interesting is we talk a lot on the show about how like Twitter's not real life and how it's such a small pocket. And right now, Twitter seems to not like this idea. Twitter
doesn't like something?
I know, but like they're like unified.
Red alert!
The amount of memes I have seen of like, I hate you 3000, of like saying that Doom's gonna say that at some point. I've seen so many tweets joking about that.
But
BD would die. You would would be so heartbroken.
Look at him right now. I can't even talk. Oh my God.
I really, once I left Hall H yesterday, I really haven't been on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was.
That's for the best.
My phone died also because I was tweeting. When Downey took that mask off, I recognized the panel was over.
Yeah.
I think this was the point I was trying to get to earlier, but I ended up dunking on Jim. I threw my laptop in a bag. I actually intentionally wore running shoes to the panel, switched to these bad boys for being on camera, and I sprinted out of Hall H. And the woman who checks you into Hall H, I love her. She does a great job. She's so nice. I've seen her every year now. She was like, "No running!" And I was like, "I gotta go!" And I got there, and I was sweating on the carpet. And anyway, I don't know what the point of the story was, but I was running, and I was like, "I have to leave. This is so exciting." But yeah, and then I was like, wait, is it exciting? It's cool. I'm confused, though.
That's what I want to say, because while Twitter's united, we also have, like, normal people.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I called my mother today.
She
and
did. I was there.
She was like, I knew you're calling about Robert Downey Jr., right?
I got so many texts.
Yeah.
So many people text me.
It's going to get butts in seats.
Yeah.
It absolutely, and whether or not that's a good, it's a creative decision or a money decision, either way, like, it's going to be cool.
It's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it.
Like, we talk on the show about like the monoculture a lot and like whether or not the MCU is technically still the monoculture, and I feel like this announcement was like a monocultural thing. Like, everybody had feelings, everybody was talking about it, and like to even just have that's amazing.
I think my concern is less Robert Downey Jr. being Doom, but more the fact that we are now rushing to Doom, where we've spent, you know, I mean, like we all like to think about all the journey that we got to Thanos and all that. And like, look, they spent a lot of time and laid a lot of groundwork for Kang, and that is just like, whoop, out. And now we only have, 2 years and 3 movies to get to Doom? In a sense, if they're really going to slow down.
I had the same thought, but it's like, if he's in Fantastic Four, then they've already done more than they did for Ultron.
That is true.
But if we're going to say this is Robert Downey Jr.'s last go like in the MCU, and it's going to be like as Doom, like, is that it? Are we done with Doom? They put him back in the box and they put him back up on the shelf, or do we get a different Doom somewhere else down the line? And if we do, does that cheapen the fact because we already got a Doom already?
Man,
just dead
Big
silent.
question. Big.
you asking me?
We'll think about it. We'll get back to you.
No, but it's the same thing with Wolverine. Like they just brought Wolverine back, and they want to recast the X-Men soon to start their own. They just had an incredible run with Hugh Jackman again in Deadpool and Wolverine, and everybody's like, he's amazing. He's wearing the suit. You're gonna put someone else in the suit. Who's probably not 6'3",
but Wolverine hasn't had the same journey. Like Hugh Jackman has had a very long, very awesome career as Hugh Jackman. But in the narrative of the MCU, it's nowhere near like the narrative that we got for Tony Stark and Iron Man.
I agree. I think Doom is a character that really should. Like, I wish they would have started the multiverse saga with Doom if we were gonna get Doom as the Avengers.
Right, like if we knew Secret War was gonna be like is the end result, then like give us Doom earlier.
Yeah.
They gave us literally everything else except Nova.
Y'all asking these big, deep questions. We ain't got time to parse this out.
I know.
Anyway, here's Dr. Doom. No, I'm just kidding. I wish Robert Downey Jr. was here.
If only.
Could you? I wish you'd see levitation. We don't ever get to do this in person. We usually talk with the comment section. So I thought it'd be cool to just have people ask. We don't have a microphone or anything, so we might have to do Superman, come on. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do some questions, man. I love this. Yes.
I was very surprised that obviously they put Bob, but
Yeah.
when they showed the footage, I'm like, oh, here we go. Like it's Comic-Con Century.
Isn't it wild that the thing that they are hiding is the Sentry of all characters?
I know.
So
We
hold
were
on.
talking about that at breakfast
Like,
earlier.
Yeah.
Look, my hit list of favorite characters in the MCU, I am blessed because I have basically gotten them in a time that I've been able to watch these movies. I'm getting Red Hulk, I got Moon Knight, and now I'm getting the Sentry. Those are no one's three favorite characters, but they are mine, and I'm glad to see him in Thunderbolts.
We were just talking about this before we came over here. I feel like Sentry is like too super of a character for how they're trying to market these movies right now.
Yeah.
They clearly think, and I think often accurately, that people want these grounded movies because they seem to be doing pretty well. I mean, not that Deadpool is grounded. That movie is ridiculous. But they've advertised it like there's not anything supernatural about it. There's not anything, nobody's flying. Did anybody fly? Well, actually, hold on. People haven't seen it. But I feel like Sentry's a character that might be, for Marvel fans, they're going to, we know that this Bob is going to become Sentry, but I think that they're like, hold on, let's hold that guy back a bit. That's how I took it.
I agree.
And Lewis Pullman was out there. I was like, brother, you're wearing blue. What you doing? He was like, you're wearing blue too. I was like, this is great. I was wearing a green shirt. I was like, good dodge. But yeah, I think, I don't know if we'll see Sentry, but maybe, when does Thunderbolts come out?
May?
So on April 29th, we'll see Sentry in a
1000%.
trailer.
Do you mean Dark Avengers?
Huh?
You mean Dark Avengers? Because that's what they're...
The asterisk, the Walmart logo?
They're definitely changing the title to that.
All right, who else? What's up? Mm-hmm. I asked Matt Shackman about that. I said, what is the...
Repeat the question so that the listeners
true.
for later know
It's
what we're
about
doing.
Fantastic Four, first steps, first baby steps. What does the title mean?
Yeah.
I asked Matt Shackman, what should we take from the title last night? And he said, what did he say? He just said that it's like first steps, like he thought about it like people walking on the moon, people do like exploration and optimism, and I'm paraphrasing. The interview is actually on the Phase Zero channel. You'll get a much better answer from him. But he just said like it's about the ambition of that era and taking new steps and doing things for the first time.
But I do think you're onto something though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that ultimately becomes like a subplot of the movie. Because like
Franklin and...
Franklin. At least Franklin. I don't think Franklin and Valeria will both be in this movie, but I could see that is a thing that none of the other Fantastic Fours have had so far. So I could see that working.
What's up, man? Okay, so rank Young Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four from least impactful to most impactful.
And on my personal, like from impactful to me?
Yeah. Or
I don't know.
impactful
Let's
to the
say
canon.
impactful to the MCU.
I think Fantastic Four is going to be the most impactful.
Yeah.
Young Avengers is going to be the least impactful.
Huh.
What was the other? I don't even know what the other one.
X-Men.
Oh,
You're
actually,
really putting X-Men over Fantastic Four?
I feel like I don't think we're going to get a whole X-Men run. When?
No, I mean, look, we're going to be
How?
dead by the time they reach Age of Apocalypse
I almost
or
made
whatever.
such a dark joke just
Yeah.
now
Right.
about you.
No, but
I'm not going to do it though.
But with the X-Men, that opens the doors to
You're going to be dead by the end of this panel if you don't shut
to
up.
the years the X-Men opens the door to years of stories that Kevin Feige has been dying to play with and touch. The Fantastic Four, I think, are going to be more immediately impactful, but as far as like the long game is concerned, it's 100% going to be the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, the X-Men, I think, are the future, right? Jamie, what do you think?
I don't have to listen to Jim. I will answer personally, and my personal answer is Young Avengers. Thank you.
Aaron, how you feeling?
Man, I think I love Jamie, but also the problem with all of this is that they're like, hey, the Fantastic Four are in Avengers 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yeah.
So that they obviously occupy a higher hierarchy, or else they would have just did Avengers vs. X-Men. And, we all could have used it.
I really, after seeing Deadpool, and in the most spoiler-free way, I thought Avengers vs. X-Men was like a thing we were going to get. Like a multiversal Avengers vs.
It
X-Men.
still could be what Secret Wars is.
I
We
hope
don't
so.
know. I really, really think.
I'm not going to lie.
I can't imagine they're going to do Weird World and things like that in first Secret Wars and the Contest of Champions and all that. Like it's.
I mean, like the Void is already Battle World.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it very much looks like it. Wait, do you want to rank yours?
I would say, like, to Aaron's point, in the immediate, Fantastic Four just seems like so impactful, just for the universe and also for like the type of heroes that they are. Like, I feel like they are already so distinct from like a lot of what we already have in the MCU. And then the X-Men will be a whole different ballgame, but it feels like it's so far away still.
I feel like the X-Men post Secret Wars are the MCU.
Yeah.
But for the next 5 years, I don't really think. I mean, they'll be there,
Yeah.
but I don't know. All right, what else we got? We got a couple more minutes. Iron Man hat, my guy.
So I actually have kind of a wild theory that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about as far as Captain. Actually, I asked Nate Moore this question yesterday, and he was stone-faced. I want to get your take on it. So Red Hulk is obviously in the film. He is he's the president. But you have to think afterwards, you can't have a Hulk as a president, right?
Have you looked at the country?
I can't believe you said it.
So I was thinking, if someone's going to replace him, who would it be? And the only thing that seemed to make sense to me would be Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn for president?
Okay.
Well, he doesn't in the books during Dark Reign. He doesn't necessarily become the president, I don't believe, but he does basically becomes top cop. He runs Hammer, which was what used to be Shield.
Yeah.
And
It's going to be Lex Luthor.
He basically becomes Nick Fury in a sense in that point where he becomes top cop.
I don't think it'll be Norman Osborn just because I don't think Disney wants to bank on the Sony deal more than they have to.
Yeah.
Because that's a character they own. They already are so reliant on Spider-Man is probably, I mean, maybe besides Deadpool, but I think Spider-Man's the most bankable character that's possible for anything. And I think that means Sony kind of got a little bit of the leverage back since when the deal started. So I don't know if Disney's going to, who knows though, that's all. Yeah, it's hard to say. What's that, man?
I was going to say, have you considered the fact that Feige won't tell you who bought Avengers Tower because it's actually Richard Rider?
Richard Rider. He came back down to Earth and bought Avengers Tower. Have I considered the fact that Feige won't tell me who bought Avengers Tower because it was Richard Rider? If I bought it, I would know. No. I don't know. I want to know who bought it. We'll know soon. What's up?
So many of the safe choices that are currently making in the MCU, do you guys have a concern that we're probably never going to get back to what we consider peak MCU? And then also, I'm not really convinced that the calendar is going to stay the same. And maybe we could potentially get Doctor Doom in Doom Wars. Good introduction.
Okay, do we think the calendar will stay the same? And what was the first part?
With all the safe choices,
Okay.
Safe choices.
I think MCU will ever get back to where we want it to be.
With all the safe choices they're making, do we think the MCU will ever get back to where we want it to be? I am an easy yes on that. I'm sorry. I know these three are gonna want to strangle me, but I think bringing Downey back, bringing the Russos back, doing what works, like Deadpool just did exactly what worked with Deadpool, even more, and it's a huge success. I hope that doesn't mean we don't get like more WandaVisions and some risks, like some content that's a bit different. But I mean, yeah, I think it's undeniable that the Russos are 4 for 4, man. Downey sells tickets. Chris Evans sells tickets, so maybe he comes back sometime soon. But yeah.
I think there's so many reasons why we haven't been back to that level that we were at before. And like, again, the pandemic, Aaron is the first to mention all of the impact that it had on the box office and people going to go see movies. I think we're gradually inching back towards a version of that, but at the same time, we still have that in our recent past. And so I think what we're going to is going to be a lot more positive probably than it's been in recent years, but I don't think we'll ever be exactly where we were before.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I do think it's really funny to be talking about, are we going to be back at the peak MCU, and the movie that we're discussing this weekend is like absolutely crushing, going to outgross Joker, going to be the biggest selling Marvel movie since freaking Spider-Man No Way Home, and might beat it, which I would have said incomprehensible until we get to the next two Avengers movies. So I don't know. That's for everybody else to decide. I know a lot of this is based on vibes. Like Rachel will tell you, like Twisters, the vibes are strong.
Yeah.
Stuff does crazy numbers when you don't think it's gonna be. So
Shout out to the Powell Pod.
Yeah. Jamie, what do you think?
Go, Jen.
I don't know. Just don't have your phones out when you go see the new movie.
All right, we got to wrap this up, guys. Any last words for today's show? Jim, make it quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, we've never seen anything.
Quicker.
No,
Quicker.
stop it. We've never seen
They're
anything
giving us the stop sign.
like Endgame before. And so, I think it's one of those things where, like, that was peak. When they took a long road to get there, and I think Marvel needs to make very careful, very deliberate moves in their next, for their next couple of years on the calendar for it to make sense. And if it doesn't, well, then they're effed.
All right, Jamie, any last words for today's show?
Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. We love you guys. I love these guys. And I can't wait for Agatha. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woo.
Aaron, any last words for today's show?
Man, thank you guys so much for showing up. This is wild. This room is very, very full.
Yeah.
And that is wild to see. So thank you guys for your enthusiasm. We love you guys.
Jen, any last words for today's show?
Go read some comics.
Go read some comics. Everybody, thank you so much for coming here. It means the absolute world to get to do this. Thank you.